Hopefully you've begun understanding how important it is to connect with your kids before you start delivering any content, before you start trying to teach a lesson to them. Well, what is a sure way to be able to connect with them? Well, I think we've got a good thing going, and we want to show it to you here on Kid Story Quick Tips. There's a gentleman that I've been following a little bit, and his name is Chad Littlefield, and he developed these cards called We Connect cards. Well, I took that concept and developed what we call Kid Connect cards. And you'll see the link down below that will direct you to where you can download these cards for yourselves. And the concept behind these cards is that as the kids are coming in and as starting to gather them around, you distribute the cards. Now you could do that a number of different ways. The way I like doing it is that, what's your favorite color? And then what number would you choose between 1 and 10? And then I go through the cards. You'll see that the cards are in different colors and they're numbered up at the top with a different topic of each color. And so I will pass them out. And then we'll go around as kids are either willing to answer, or maybe we just go around one at a time and be able to start asking the questions that are on their cards, and then they have to answer them. Now, there are other ways that you can do it. You can just not show them what the cards are and have them pick a card. Or possibly they get to exchange a card with somebody else that has the same number as them, but it's in a different color. And so the kids get to gather together, they get to answer these questions, and hopefully they're intermixing with one another and being able to share and start laughing and having a good time. Because the topics are like, would you rather? And there's just some funny topics there. Would you rather swim or would you rather be able to fly? Maybe it's subjects as far as like things about their family or about God, things that they like to do. And so they engage them with questions that will help them to share a personal story about themselves. And so these cards are just a great way. It's non-threatening. It doesn't go into any great depths per se, but if the child wants to, they can, if they feel comfortable in your group, to share something that's maybe a little bit more personal, a little bit more intimate, to be able to answer the question. But there's all kinds of games that you can do with the cards to help them share and exchange. Maybe it's pairing it, like I said, with a card in the same number. Maybe they have to form 3 numbers in a row and then be able to share in a group of 3 the answers to the questions that are on their cards. But really the fun part is when they get to exchange the cards with somebody else and then have to go find somebody else. And you just keep mixing them and matching them all throughout the first maybe 5-10 minutes of your time together. It's a great way to be able to connect the kids with one another. Now, there's also a set of questions that talk about connecting the kids with the lesson. And so this really helps because sometimes you know that the kids are, they're timid or shy. They're not sure if they're answering the question correctly. But there's 10 questions that have to deal with the core of, the discover and response questions that we have. And so the kids get to choose a number between 1 and 10. You give them that card. And so it's kind of a random card that they get to answer. And again, it becomes non-threatening. It's a way for the child to be able to express themselves in a way that is comfortable for them. And yet everybody gets a turn because they all have a card. So these are some different ways that you can use these Kid Connect cards. They're a sure way to be able to get your kids to engage with you, with one another, and be able to connect before the content, be able to connect before you actually teach a lesson, and then use those core question cards to engage them afterwards so that you're discipling them in the ways of the Lord, in ways that are relational, in ways that help them to share with one another and to be able to see God's hand in their lives. Download these cards. Try it. You'll like it. God bless you. We'll see you again.